Hi, this is Mrs. Robertson, and we're going to do another project this week. And the name of the project, Breaking Up the Bakery. And it has a picture of a little bakery down there. I want everyone right now, write your first and last name and then put your class period that you have math. This class you have at third period. So put your first, your last name, and period 3 for this class. All right, let's open it up. Today we're going to do 3 of the pages inside of here. This is the first page. It says, hooray, your dreams are coming true and you are building your very own bakery. Whether you want to be like Buddy Balestro on Cake Boss, which I really like his cakes, watch them. The sisters on DC Cupcakes. Is that show still on? I don't see that one as much anymore, the DC Cupcake Women. Duff Goldman on Ace of Cakes. And I know there are a few others that are on television about their different baking episodes. It says, you are going to have a blast exploring the ins and outs of your new bakery. Before the flour gets flying and you fire up the ovens, we must first find the perfect place to call home. Okay. Right now, on this line, I want you to put your name. You can put your last name or your first name, bakery. Now, you can be creative here. Your bakery's name, your bakery slogan, and then draw your bakery sign or logo below. Kids, we're not going to take time to do that today. This is for your creative time. I'll be honest, you're not going to get math points for this section, but it's fun to do. And I like to see this part. So if we have time later on today or later on this week, you can come back and think about what your slogan is and draw your logo. I look forward to seeing those. But if you're not good at that, you won't be penalized because this is math class. Yes. After I'm done recording. All right. Now, what we're going to do together will be these 4 problems down below. There are 4 of these problems. We're going to get going answering these together. All right? So let me find my pencil. Question number 1. It says, the location you choose costs $1,000 per month to rent. The bakery that you almost rented was 1/4 the cost. But it was too small. If it's too small, you can't rent it. You got to have a bakery big enough to take care of your needs. How much was the other bakery per month? Okay, what do you do to figure out how much the other bakery was? Yes. 1,000 divided by 4, yes. Another way of thinking about it is 1,000 over 1 times 1/4, which ends up being 1,000 divided by 4. And the rent for that place was only what, class? $250. But if it's too small, it's not worth it, is it? Okay. Is everyone able to answer that question? Okay, let's go to the next one. Your bakery is located in a large shopping center. The entire shopping center is 4,500 square feet. Your bakery takes up only 1/10 of that space. How many square feet is your bakery? So, class, you've already told me that we take 1/10 times 4,500 equals 4,500 divided by 10, and that tells you that you have 450 square feet in your bakery. Okay, any questions? The next question, it's a little vague at first. There is an ice cream and candy shop next door that is the same size as your bakery. How many 30ths of the space does it take up? Now what it means here of the space, it should say the mall space. How many 30ths of the mall space does it take up? Let's add the word mall space. So we are changing, we know that it's the same as that, so it's 450, right? Over how many square feet in the whole mall?
4,500.
4,500. They want us to simplify it to the 30ths. So, you have to say 4,500 divided by what equals 30, and then you divide 450 by the same number. And that will give you the answer of how many 30ths. I think I heard someone say our common factor here would be 150, and that person is right. 4,500 divided by 150 is 30. So what is 450 divided by 150? 3. So how many 30ths of the space does it take up? It takes up 3 30ths. Any questions on that, kids? Okay, that one was the most confusing of the 4. Now we're going to go to the next problem. 100 over 225 square feet of your bakery will be used as your storefront where customers come to visit. The rest will be used for storage and baking. In simplest form, what fraction of space will be used for storage and baking? Well, we have 225 over 225 would be the total amount of space. So 225 over 225, that's the total, right? Minus the part that's used in the storefront will give you the amount left. And that equals 125 over 225. Now, it wants it in simplest form. So kids, I'm going to put this on pause for you to put it in simplest form. So, once you are done simplifying, you get 5/9. You could have divided it by 25 and it would have gone straight to 5/9. Here I divided it by 5. I got 25 over 45. And then I divided it again by 5 and ended up with 5/9. Are there any questions? Okay, now let's go to the next page. Baker's Rack. It says, as you begin to plan out your bakery, your first order of business is determining how much of each of your baked goods you will have for sale. Let the planning begin. So here we have our items. You have 6 different varieties of baked goods in your store, including cupcakes, bread, pies, brownies, cakes, and cookies. To begin, you will have 126 items in your store every day. That's why they have the denominator of 126 here. Complete the table to show what fraction of each item you will have in your store each day. Then reduce the fraction in simplest form or terms. Then write another fraction that is equivalent. And here you could have, we aren't going to all have the same numbers of equivalent fractions. So here you're going to reduce to get it in simplest form. So do that now. So to give you a hint on the first 3, since they all have the denominator of 126, 6 divides 126 and 6 will divide the numerators of each one. So your hint here, divide both the numerator and the denominator by 6. Would make it, put it in simplest form right away. And for this one, 24 divided by 6 is 4. 126 divided by 6 is 21. 6 divided by 6 is 1 over 21. 12 divided by 6 is 2 over 21. Any questions on how I got those 3 answers? This, yes. Yes, sign out, please. Now we're going to do the opposite. Here you have to think 7 times what's 126? And you actually 7 times, I think it's 18. So you're going to take 7 times 18 and 2 times 18. That gives you 36. Now here it'll be something different, but go ahead and get your amount of items. How many cakes are they going to do and how many cookies? So figure that out now. Okay, so the answer for cakes, 21 times 6, so 1 times 6 is 6. 3 times 42 is 126. 1 times 42 is 42. Any questions on how I got that? Okay, now equivalent fractions, you don't have to have the same thing that I'm going to be putting. I'm just going to multiply them all by 10. That's an equivalent fraction. That would be 40 over 210, 10 over 210, 20 over 210, 20 over 70, 10 over 210, and 10 over 30. So if I would simplify these, I would go back to these numbers, equivalent fractions. Now the next part is pretty simple. Here it says use your inequality sign to compare the fractions for each one of these items. So you just have to go up in the chart and look to see. Cookies to brownies. 42 cookies, 36 brownies. Well, cookies is greater than brownies. Any questions on how to do that? What will the answer be for cupcakes to brownies?
Brownies are more than cupcakes. Yeah.
Right, so cupcakes is less than brownies. Cakes to breads, they're equal. And brownies to pie? Any questions on that? Now the next one is pretty easy, and I do want you to simplify them. Use only the numbers from equivalent fractions. And we're going to go through and simplify our answers after we get them. So pie plus bread. Pie plus bread. 12 plus 6 will give you total fraction of baked goods. 18 over 126. And then later I want you to simplify that, okay? So go ahead and answer these. And then I'll go over the answers with you in just a moment. In the second column, you will be subtracting instead of adding. So for the column here, you are adding, you should have 18 over 126, 66 over 126, 42 over 126, and 54 over 126. All right. Any questions? Yes. Now I was going to ask, what did you get for your simplified answer for this one?
6 over 63.
6 over what?
63.
Well, were you using 6 for your common factor? Or greatest common factor? Because 6 over, yes, what did you have for that one? 3 over 21, but that will simplify again. If you divide them by 6, 1/7, final answer, yes, on that one. In this one, if you divide them both by 6, you get 11, and that one won't simplify anymore. What did you get for this one? That one, if you look up here, it's already there. 42 over 126 equals what? 1/3. What did you get for 54 over 126? Well, if I divide it by 6, that's going to be 9 over 21. And what will that simplify to?
3 over 7.
3/7, yes. Any questions on that? Okay, so let's go to the next group. And you're subtracting. Okay, when you subtracted, those are the answers. Now we have to simplify them. What did you get for your answer in 36 over 126? 2 sevenths. 30 over 126. 5 over 21. 12 over 126.
221.
And that one, the last one, is simplified. Any questions? All right, now we're going to split up in groups in just a moment. And we're going to do this page here. In your groups, you will answer the questions. There are 3 questions here, and then there's another section for you to complete. In your group, if you want to be in your group and your group owns the bakery, after you answer those word problems, you can come back and work on completing this. Are there any questions? All right.